What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video today. We are going to take a look at the newly released Darth Maul 2.0 from Hot Toys, and you can still pre-order both versions at bigbadtoystore.com. I'll put the link down below, so if you want to have the speeder, you could. It was what, like DX 15, 16? I forgot what DX this was initially, but I had the first version, the one with no speeder. I can tell you that for what, like an extra $100, I believe, or $60. I'm looking at the Big Bad website right now. Go for it. It is worth it. Let's see. Okay, so $419 is the one with the speeder. Sit speeder. Okay, so $120 more. I think it's worth it, man. For $120, because put it this way, you if I can redo it all over again, which I could, but I don't want to sell my old one just to get the speeder. Perhaps I'll get the speeder, you know, in when somebody parts it out. But I've been buying dioramas here and there, but a $120 is not a bad price for a diorama. And this is kind of like a vehicle slash diorama. So I think if you have the means to display it, I would go ahead and go with the speeder. Now, as far as the figure itself, is it worth upgrading? It's hard to tell, right? From this photos of the blogger, it doesn't look like there is a massive difference from the previous version. It could be different in hand, kind of like what we saw from the artisan Jack Sparrow, where if somebody is physically holding the older version, which is, I think that's the X15, maybe this is the X16, which is the Jack Sparrow, right next to the artisan version, or to even to an extent just the new version of Jack Sparrow, you can see the paint application is improved. You know, some things just is better. Maybe not significantly better to others, but better. I'm inclined to believe that after what, 4 or 5 years, that there's an improvement over the previous generation. And I believe this would be the case for this Darth Maul. Now, it's up to the owner, like myself, of the previous version, whether it's worth paying that difference. I don't know. I gotta see how much. If I have the choice, I would go for this rather than my old version. You know, the question is, how much can you sell the older version to justify picking this up? This looks great. One thing I noticed was that the ankle here is moving, because on my older one, it doesn't seem to move like that. From the surface, it looks like a one-piece boot. But from that pose that we just saw, where the ankle is kind of twisted, I'm now inclined to believe that there is it's a soft rubber that you can move around, that's great news. Overall, the face looks a little slimmer, I would say. Again, it's hard to judge without having the old one right next to it. I'm sure somebody would make a review and compare them, and I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure this is better. This is gonna come out better in the videos than here. But even here, look at this post right here. That looks phenomenal. Again, the sit speeder is a nice compliment. I almost bought one back in the day for $90, but you know, back in the day, you're in this I'm in the denial stage where I'm like, you know what, I'm running out of space. I just embraced the running out of space mantra from here on out. If I like the figure, if I like the diorama, I'll just buy it. I'll figure it out later. I'm in that mode now. Unless I can't, I don't have the funds to do so. But in here, I do it all over again. It looks nice, man. Look at this. This is practical use of sand by CGE Rock. This is not, he actually went to the desert, or maybe he just bought play sand. I don't know. But it looks phenomenal. This pose right here, I always liked this version of Darth Maul. And this should be a standard for Hot Toys, where you have two head sculpts. That is, one is just neutral head sculpt and one is expressive. This shouldn't come in as a DX figure or whatever to have this. Please, moving forward, and I know InArt did this with their Superman, but that is expensive as well. But this should be standard for any Hot Toys movie. Let's make this a regular thing. Let's normalize this. That's my next video, by the way, is to have two head sculpts for every figure. Because normally you get two head sculpts only when you get, let's say, Cap. One is masked and one is unmasked. But you always, at least with that, I can see it. What changing the faceplate would give you a different expression. But what if he doesn't have a mask? Are you just gonna settle with just the regular expression? With the way the prices are going up now, and the way the competition is being out there, I wish that every figure, especially if you don't have rooted hair, because I know for rooted hair that might be super expensive, but if you don't have rooted hair, kind of like what InArt did with their Superman, it should be standard where you have two head sculpts. One is expressive, one is not. I think that should be normalized from here on forward. But if you don't have a Darth Maul, I would say this is a good pickup. I have one. I enjoy the heck out of it. I always felt like he's one of those characters who was pretty badass, just in it by himself. He just looks badass. He does have this mean expression, his other head sculpt to him, and it's just, he's pretty dynamic as well. The fight scene that he did have in the movie is legendary. So if you don't have one and you're a fan of the character, pick one up. If you had the Clone Trooper one, which is always on sale, I still think you should pick this up, because this is, just the movie version, and it just looks pretty darn good. But let me know in the comments down below, are you guys gonna pick this up? And I would love to hear the thoughts of whoever has DX16 or the first version of this. Do you think it's worth upgrading to this, or are you guys gonna hold on? Because I would love to hear your thoughts, because I'm in the same boat as you are. I'm in a dilemma here. I don't see a whole lot of improvement, or maybe it's just my eyes. Maybe my eyes are deceiving me, but let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.